it started as an eroge game, but if you don't know what that is, it's
You can implant me with your crest worms.
What did you say?
Welcome back, degenerates, to another episode of TrashBag vs. Anime. I think at the end of the last episode, we picked fatezero. So we watched fatezero, and I know it's been a while. All right, get off my case. I'm trying to make this work. So we have fatezero, and I looked into this. I did a lot of research, and the way it looks like is fatezero, and it branches into two different directions, trying to stay true to the intellectual property, which is you go to Fate Stay Night, and then the remake of Fate Stay Night, which is Fate Unlimited Blade Works. Well, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, and then it goes into Fate. Ooh, I don't remember the name. I do not remember the name. Anyways, so fatezero starts off with the most boring 30 minutes of my fucking life. I gotta beat that out. No curse words. Anyways, it starts off with two characters we don't know, we don't get introduced to, having a monologue with someone else, right? And then we get into the actual weight of the story. Thank God it only took an hour for that first episode, because it was kind of once again, bleep that out. Once we get 30 minutes through, we have a character writer something who reveals there's these magicians who get a command seal, and with this command seal they can summon a servant. Only 7 people or 7 magicians get this command seal. They're able to participate in this fight for the Holy Grail. And to be honest, that's all the exposition I really needed. Okay, so now we get into this cutscene where they go into a whole bunch of jargon, like political jargon, and play Ring Around the Rosie around this Catholic priest or whatever. His father and the man he's supposed to be serving are just walking around him, talking to him, and it's the most ridiculous scene I've ever seen. Wait, that's a lot of scene. Jokes aside, that is my point. Why was this necessary? Why did we have to sit through 5 minutes of these guys walking around him, talking about like their plans for how they were gonna take over it, instead of like, let's just get into it, or at least properly introduce the characters? I can't be bothered. I'm disgusted. We're also introduced to the idea that certain mage families need female mages, strong female mages, to be in their family in order to pass down the lineage of strong mages. But this happens before they even introduce the idea of what is even going on. And now this information gets like convoluted or even discarded to the point where it's like, what? Did they say that? I forgot. Before we get into the better parts of the series, I just want to acknowledge that there was a scene where, this is still the first episode by the way, that this girl is put into a sea of worms, and this old man is talking about how they're defiling her. I don't know why Fate wasn't canceled for this. Anyway, it starts off with an even more sus scene, which is more funnier than disgusting, so I'll allow it. I, as the judge, will allow it.
Using your special worm techniques. So, you can implant me with your crest worms.
What did you say?
Karia, you want to die.
So while I was doing research on Fate, I found out that it started as an eroge game. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but if you don't know what that is, it's I didn't know what it was either. So I ended up doing research on it, and I still couldn't get the appeal of it. So I just kept doing research, kept going at it. By the time I was finished, it was March. But I did all of this for you guys. I dedicate myself to my work and devote myself to my research like a true scholar. And the reason I bring this up is because there's a lot of jokes that definitely stick out. Need more proof?
Once I put the saddle between my legs and take the reins, I'm in control. Saddle between your legs and take the reins?
Like, who wrote this? Where did that line even come from? Or maybe there's something wrong with me, but that was just a little too suspicious. Anyways, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. I really want to talk about Castor. What is up with this dude's design? Look at his face, man. Look at his eyes. Why does he look like Ringo from that Disney movie? Why does he look like Morgoth from Elden Ring, bro? Like, whichever one of the brothers you decide. Why is he designed like that? Why are his eyes so split far apart that you have to have 2 people in a scene for the dialogue to make sense? Why are his eyes so far on the side of his head that he has to stand on a 90-degree angle to make sure the main characters know that he's talking to him. Oh, hunchback looking ass. Oh, IRL hunchback looking ass. Googly eye ass. Voldemort with googly eye ass. Michael Jackson with googly eyes looking ass. E.T. looking ass. Michael Jackson and E.T. looking ass. Jokes aside, I think Castor and his master are one of the best partners that we see in the series. It's hard to stick out in this ensemble of characters when everybody is relevant. I'm not talking about Berserker and his master because they're completely forgettable. Castor and his master have such a dynamic that it was actually enjoyable to watch them, not for the heinous deeds, but for the dialogue they have back and forth. There's one scene in particular when they're in the sewers discussing their artwork, If God is Real, and the dialogue that they have going back and forth and the realizations Castor has based on his master was really a fun watch, and it was something that I think I'll definitely remember through watching so many different animes. It's something special for sure. So my favorite character in the series so far is definitely Ryder, or Alexander the Great. He's definitely top tier in my eyes of what it means to be a fully fleshed out character, have your goals and write it out to the end. The mentality he has when he goes through it, he enjoys life in every moment of it, and that's why he's such a memorable character and so likable. Especially the way he mentors Waver, it stuck out the most when looking at all the other characters. He's top tier for me. And the main reason that I appreciate him so much was my favorite episode was episode 11. In episode 11, they have the discussion of kings. So it is Saber, it is Alexander the Great, and Gilgamesh. And they're sitting around drinking and discussing what it means to truly be a king. And this is where I really got a deep understanding of each of these characters and what they're fighting for. I was super disappointed that they didn't go any further with the turmoil Saber was going through after their discussion, and that wasn't express more, but we can get to the rest of that in the next 12 episodes. This was just the first 12 episodes of Fate Stay Night, or Fate Zero, or season 1, however you want to call it. But my ending thoughts or initial thoughts, I just had a problem with the intro in took way too long to give me any connection, any information to go off of. If I were to move it around, I'd put the Waver Velvet situation first, then the introduction to the two main characters. But I love the series, and we're not re-rolling this time. We're just gonna go to the next 12 episodes. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Like, subscribe, all that, whatever. I do want to switch it up and add some other shows that I want to watch on the list, but I'm still gonna use the randomizer for some other things. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch us on other medias and Discords. Tell me what shows you want me to watch.